This is a big one. This is absolutely a pig.
First cast at it.
Oh yeah. This is a big one. Probably the record right here. Oh, ready? And this is Now these fish are all big. These fish are all between 65 pounds and 120 pounds in that area. Northeast Oklahoma. Oh, Neosho River, Grand Lake tuna. So there was 3 here. We chased this one down, caught it. This one's a pig, well over 100 pounds. I'm not sure if this is a new state record or not, but it's a big one.
They grow fast, they get huge, they're very good at being fish. They can have millions and millions of eggs.
You know, one day I came across this big fish on my graph and I could tell it was a carp. You know, all the carps are pretty similar, but this one had a lot bigger fins underneath it.
We are concerned about the bighead carp population in the Grand Lake of the Cherokee system. It holds a world-class paddlefish fishery, and since bighead carp have been seen competing with paddlefish, that could be detrimental to this fishery.
The competition that they put up against for paddlefish is an issue.
This is home to us. This is Grand Lake. This is lots of people's livelihood, their enjoyment, their retirement places, and it's detrimental. These are bighead. See how massive they are? That's a 5-foot-long fish. That's what is invading our Grand Lake water system. That's a big fish right there. And we're going to take him out of population.
Grand Lake of the Cherokees, it's made up of mainly 3 dammed rivers, so the Neosho River, the Spring River, and the Elk River. Bighead carp, they get massive, and studies have shown that they're just outcompeting our native fish, so they're these huge planktivores.
They are freight trains. They fight so hard. Caught a lot, you know, in that 60 to 70 pound range. We did catch one that was 110 pounds. We've caught a couple more close to 100 pounds, and they pull so hard.
So when you have a fish that gets up to 100 pounds, think of how much food they have to intake. And so being planktivorous, they're competing with our native fish, especially, you know, paddlefish and gizzard shad especially. They're planktivorous their whole life, and then essentially every fish is planktivorous at some point, especially in the larval stage.
So we found in the last about 4 years we've had forward-facing sonar, so the technology has changed. The playing field is the same and has been for years. We know the fish are here and where they come and go. Now we can actively target those fish to remove them out of our system.
In the spring of 2022, we reached out to our paddlefish guides, asking them for help in getting our hands on these fish, and they responded pretty well.
With live sonar, we can actually identify the fish. I go off the size of the fish. If the fish is 4 foot long or bigger, then I'll take a better look at that fish and see if it's got a bill for a spoon bill. I'll take note of how it swims, how fast, and its actions in the water.
In the spring of 2023, we sent out another letter to our paddlefish guides, once again asking them for their help and informing them on why we need their help and why it's important to get these fish out of the system. And if they would snag into it and report it to us so then we can get it and collect data and measurements and everything off of these fish. Fortunately for us, we had a couple of paddlefish guides really take this into their own hands and took it very seriously. They even mentioned, you know, this is their livelihood that they're depending on as well, and with this massive invasive fish in this system competing with the paddlefish that they are relying on, that could be detrimental to their future as well. So they really took it to heart, and it was beneficial for us in the long run.
Sneak up on him easy. There he is, that's a big one. Oh my. There you go, Nilrod. Good job, my man.
Oh my gosh, look at that dry gripping. Oh, can't stop him. Oh boy. Big fish. Oh, he came on. Oh, he's still on there.
Keep hold of him, my man. Keep hold of him. This is a huge fish. I gotta chase him real as fast as you can. I'm gonna chase him down. He's about to spool you. Oh yeah, man, you got a little bit of line. I'm gonna hurry up and get the pair on him real as fast as you can, my man.
Oh my.
Hey, you may hit. That's a big fish. That's a 5-foot fish, man. Okay, you're free. Man, look at this pig. All right, now run. No, just hang right there. Whoa!
Woo!
That's a 100-pounder. Look at that big old fish. No, don't. Oh, yeah, that's eggs, man. That's what we don't want her to do is get them eggs in there.
Hey, Brian.
Good morning, Elaine. Guess what we caught?
Did you get another one?
Yeah, we got another one.
This system, it's unique in the way that there aren't any connected invaded bodies of water that they knowingly came from. So we aren't sure where they came from, and so we're definitely unique in that way. And then I think we're also different in the way that we're really taking advantage of our knowledged paddlefish guides and their experience and expertise in helping us get our hands on these fish. Every fish that we've gotten our hands on, we've been collecting data off of them and getting samples off of them to learn more about them so that we can then more efficiently, hopefully, combat this population. This is a bighead carp that Brian Baker just caught out of the Neosho River for us. We brought it back to the research center. He called us, we came and picked it up, and now we're gonna get a few samples off of it. So we normally start with getting a length off of it, 1.269. And then we'll weigh it.
$85.0.
I'm collecting a piece of the caudal fin for a genetic sample. You can test genetic relatedness and get a good estimate from that. You can get a good estimate on the population size based off of that. Then we cut into its gut to sex it. Very clearly looks like it's a female full of eggs. Once we get it sexed, we're then gonna collect some blood out of it to send in to test for ploidy. So for a while we thought these fish might be triploid, which triploid fish aren't supposed to be able to reproduce. but we've sent in quite a few and they've came back diploid, so these fish should be able to reproduce. Then after that, we're then going to cut into its head and get out the otoliths that we use for aging them. They get rings on them kind of like a tree, and you can just count the rings and get a good age estimate off of it. So far, all the fish that we've sent in for ploidy testing, they've came back as diploid, so they should be reproductively capable. And then we've aged some fish. There's been a few that have been less than 10, and then there's also been a few that have been over 20. So we still have quite a bit to age still to kind of maybe even fill in those gaps, but we'll see once we get done with that. And then we've also done some rough counts on eggs to see, you know, kind of how many eggs each fish has. And so we've had estimates from like 8.5 to 11 million eggs in a fish. Whenever you are considering just a small percentage of those eggs surviving, that's still likely hundreds or even thousands of fish surviving in the reservoir.
We got to do our part. You know, guides are out on the water every time, every day, and we got to do our part on keeping the paddlefish population where it's at, and that because that's our biggest market. That's Oklahoma's, in my opinion, one of Oklahoma's best features is paddlefish.
Water and fisheries will be destroyed if they get a foothold. Right now we're fighting the scouts, and if they have a successful hatch or spawn, then we're going to fight the Army. There he is.
Guys, that is a big carp.
Sir. Won't that brush pile? Look at those big squirrels over there. That's freaking awesome, isn't it? You get that? You getting that footage on there, girls and boys? Seeing that? TV land, look at that flop out there. That's a good one. That's a big one. Oh my lands. Oh my gosh, that's a monster. Gotta keep him out of that brush. That is a hog. That is a hog.